Hey everybody. I didn't even check to see if this is the right mic. It's low now. Let me see. Oh, don't tell me. Got here. I hope that's better than what we started with. Anyway, I am gonna kind of get started here. Rich is not joining us, but Dusty did say he would be. I'm going to be painting up some Ogryn, rather, not Bolgren. Oh, I disconnected the camera already somehow. No. Present extra camera. Boom. All right. So here is the dealio. I am painting up some Ogryn. They originally had like spikes and stuff like that. But my thought process was, hey, the loose straps in like the vaguely military-y uniform, if I cut the spikes off and I kind of make the helmet look a little patchy and patterny, well, then I can make like American GI Ogryn instead of Chaos Ogryn. And I've seen tons of Chaos Ogryn, but I've never seen like American GI style Ogryn. So that's the plan for that. We got Dusty join in. What up, Dusty?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, it's going good, man. I am going to be painting up some Ogryn from Wargames Atlantic.
Nice.
I'm going to be painting them to look kind of like American GIs. A little stylized. I mean, they are ogres, which means they have a lot of layers, and painting is about applying a lot of layers. So in some ways, it's like an ogre.
Ogres are like large onions. How was your week?
It's good, man. Last night, I went to a movie theater and saw Backrooms.
Wait, they have movie theaters still?
What's that? A bunch of people were like, hey, Rob, maybe turn off all the fans that you got going on from earlier. You don't need them.
Was there like a guy there like playing the piano too?
It was set up like a little lounge, like it had like couches and stuff, and it was more of a casual, I guess, thing.
They have
I guess
to.
the cool thing this theater
They have
does
to.
is they show classic movies. That's their gimmick, I think.
They're selling an experience because the actual experience is not that great anymore. So it sounds like a smart movie theater.
Well, I mean, what else are you gonna do? The movie, The Backrooms, was very good. I recommend.
Yeah, I've heard it's pretty darn good.
I really liked it. Pretty spooky.
I find the business math in the movie industry just incredibly interesting.
How do you mean?
And Obsession and Backrooms are like dominating, right?
Oh yeah.
Backrooms cost somewhere around like 10 million.
Yeah.
Which means that at 40 million box office sales, because they usually do, like when it first comes out, like a 50% wholesale distribution model. Kind of, it's not that dissimilar from games actually. 40 million, they had effectively broken even on the investment, and they have made way more than that. And same with Obsession. Obsession costs like, I can't remember, like 750,000 to $1 million or something like that.
Yeah, it was 800,000.
Yeah, and
Crazy.
And they broke even. I mean, they broke even, you know, like after the first like hour or something like that. Meanwhile, Mando and Grogu still like $50 million in the hole. and probably won't make it out of it. And they got, I mean, just, these, it's basically, small businesses. I mean, it's not true small businesses, like Backrooms had an actual production studio, but people coming in, making smart decisions, interesting movies, and making a ton of money. And so I just think it's cool that, these YouTubers, basically like small businesses are doing this well.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's really neat. I got to tell you, it made me like, I watched the movie and I went and I watched his YouTube videos afterwards. I was like, oh, these are pretty good. I can't believe he made these when he was like 14. I'm like, God,
yeah, that's pretty cool.
And it's a cool concept. They did a very like elevated horror thing with it where it's like, well, there isn't really a Backrooms. It's more like his trauma. And what I like is the last 5 minutes, a character literally shows up and goes, no, it's not trauma.
It's real.
We've hit this thing with tachyons. We've measured it every which way. It's here. It's not your trauma. So I loved it. Can't recommend enough. It is a little freaky deaky, I will say. But pretty cool.
Not my vibe, but I appreciate what they're doing with it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Check this out. Look at this, Dusty.
Nice. So Wargames Atlantic, is this just like a counts as or
Yep.
do they?
Yep.
But
Yep.
are they specifically billing it as a counts as Ogryn, or is it?
No. This is a sci-fi ogre with a gun. I mean, it's not like GW made up the concept of putting ogres in space.
Oh yeah, I don't know anything about Wargames Atlantic's product mix.
They do a lot of like, I think originally they were a shop that catered almost exclusively to Guard Regiment infantry, because back in the day, Guard had all of their variation came in their infantry. All the tanks are just tanks. They're all pretty much the same. When you choose to be Catechins or Tallarn or whatever, it's how it affects your infantry is the main way it affects the game. So people like to have, especially Guard players specifically, their regimental bonuses represented. If they took the light infantry, they wanted their guys to look like light infantry, So Wargames Atlantic makes proxies that are like Vostroyans in plastic, Armageddon Steel Legion in plastic. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, neat. This is from their Chaos line, but I was looking at this head and I was like, I bet if I shaved off the Chaos spikes, this would be a pretty fun, like, make them look like a World War II American GI. It's kind of fun, right?
Yeah. So what matters? So it's just the base size that matters when you're proxying?
Yeah, I mean, this guy is WYSIWYG. He's a ogre on the correct base with a, what is it called? Gun. Ripper gun. You can call it whatever you want, but.
I got a game of Kill Team in today.
Yo, Neto-san, what up, man? Long time no chat. Really good to see you. We're just me and Dusty are painting. But what were you saying, Dusty? Sorry.
Oh, I got a game of Kill Team in today.
Oh, tell me about it.
Played Angels of Death versus the Canoptic Circle.
Okay.
And it was a tight map with the Volcus terrain, so the ruins, and there was a big old ruin in the middle with one of the main objective in the center of that.
Sure.
And I was like, oh gosh, like against the Canoptic Circle, like I cannot let them start firing the disintegrators at me. And so we all sort of moved up on the center in the first turn, and then the second turning point, I just shot straight past the objective and right into his face. And there wasn't a lot of recovery after that point. Like,
really? That gambit worked?
He was expecting me to put up a fight around the objectives, and I just thought, nope, I'm not playing the objective at all. I'm going straight kill team. And then after 3, I started buttoning up the objectives, which were now mostly behind me. And we didn't even make it to turn 4. I had already killed his Geomancer, both his crawlers. I killed his Reanimator, his Accelerator. All he had left were 3 warriors. It wasn't happening.
Pretty exciting, man.
It won't work again. Like, if we play that matchup again, like, he's absolutely gonna just keep his guys back and not let me plow into them.
You know, it's funny. We've been playing 4th edition. My buddy, he is 10th edition and beyond PTSD.
I mean, 11 seems like it's being pretty well received.
Shadow-san, FYI, you got me into Crossmaster. Yeah, I know. I remember you watched the Crossmaster stream oh god, was that more than 12 years ago? On this Twitch account. That's the wages of time are horrific. What do we do?
I was just looking at a bunch of the Crossmaster stuff I got the other day. That was such a strong, really cool product line.
Oh, great. Excellent product line. Absolutely stellar.
I wish I had known about it while it was active. I would have had a blast.
Other than what I sell right now, my absolute favorite product I've ever sold. Truly believe it was the best product I've ever sold. And people who got to play Crossmaster during its heyday, I think that was lucky all of us got. I have so many good memories of logging online, dodging the French guys, playing weird off meta crap. There was Dusty in the storyline. There was a character named Gultar, right?
Yeah.
And Gultar is Conan the Barbarian, if you want an analog. And he was a playable choice. He cost 6 cost, whatever the cost was called back then. It cost 6 of it, right? So that was half your team. And he had a jump, a big attack that cost all of his energy, so you couldn't even move. You just had to do the attack, right? So you kind of had to set it up perfectly. But if you ran him right, he would just dump truck people. And he was the type of meta choice, the Unga Bunga choice.
Mm-hmm.
This is the caveman list. Gultar walks up to you and he beats the brakes off of you. Whereas Mercantor, he was such a villain. Mercantor was a 6 cost, so once again, half your team. But oh my gosh, the most powerful list ever was played by this German guy. He was lived in Germany, so so efficient. When you played against him, he didn't make mistakes, right? That's why they could make all their cars so nice. And but it was Mercantor plus 6 1-drop characters who collected money, bought items, handed them to Mercantor. And Mercantor was one of those characters who, you ever play a miniatures game or a card game and your buddy keeps on saying what abilities it has, but it gets to a point where he's announced so many abilities you have to grab the card from him and read it yourself. Because it's no, he doesn't have all of that. And you read all of his abilities. It wasn't that he was stacked necessarily. He was pretty defensively stacked. I think he had a built-in flat resistance that was really hard to get around, especially because the meta was often spamming cheap characters. and flat resistance is pretty good against a cheap character that does lots of low damage, right? But he was so annoying to play against, to the point that when it was the time that the German guy played, I just stopped playing.
I mean, and those small characters, can they be used to screen?
They can screen, and like one of them had a push too, which I guess the friends didn't realize was the most powerful ability in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like in a game where there's only 10 squares of board between you and your opponent, a push 2 when most things move 3 represents a nearly double the movement. And Dusty, you're more of a gamer, well, and a game designer, so you'll get this part. It's an out of sequence movement. So there's all kinds of ways to break it, essentially. Like, you can move, or remember when I was saying Gultar had that really powerful ability, but you couldn't even move?
Yeah, you shove him forward and he.
Yeah, what if you just and what if you have a panda who can throw him 2 squares ahead, and then the archer pushes 2 more squares? Suddenly, you got Gultar on roller skates,
a cannon, yeah,
board cutting a person in half. I ran Yugo because he was my favorite in doing demos. Yugo was a character, I don't know if you remember, notice when I would stream Yugo matches. Yugo was the main character of the TV show, Dusty. And he suffered the problem of being a character that came out in the first set because he's the main character, right? But you know how these games go. By the time set number 3 comes out, how many people are playing set number 1, right? So I would constantly try to make Yugo work. Yugo was very interesting because he was a 3 cost. All the 3 costs were interesting. And if I had my druthers, the way I would have done 3 costs, that I think would have been a lot better, is I would have upped all of their stats across the board by like 1 or 2. And then I think they would have all been fine. You know? But the problem is a 3 cost, you can have 1 3 cost that's a little bit better than a 1 cost, or you can have 3 1 costs. That can all.
Yeah, that's not balanced at all.
Yeah, exactly. Also, the way I would balance the game is I just wouldn't have any 1 costs in the game. I don't think there's any way with a 6-sided die to represent a balanced 1 cost character. Because there's just not enough permutations or levers to pull as a designer without making the rules overly complex, which is the route they chose to go with.
It just seems to me like anytime you can get, if the 3 cost character is not 3 times better than a 1 cost character, like it seems like all games like that have that devolve into just spam lists.
Well, you know what's the funniest thing to me too? Is it's not even just that. It is the 3 cost needs to be like 5 times better than 3 1 costs.
Because it can't do as many things?
Well, because number 1, probably in the game, it's limited to the same amount of like generalist actions. And what a lot of game designers always neglect to understand about their games, I notice, is how powerful bad actions are. Like, I'm trying to think of what's a classic example that might ring true for you. Oh, I got one. The intended play cycle, I'm sure, of an RTS is you buy units, you improve those units, and then those improved units give you an advantage against unimproved units, right? But in Age of Empires 2, it became a very popular strategy to do what was called a feudal rush, sometimes called the flush. what it meant is in the feudal era, which I think was like very early in the game, you just fly through. And I think that spamming one cost characters is Crossmaster's feudal rush. You know what I mean? You're just
if you were going to balance that right, it should pay off some of the time, but it should also
I remember you try. Hey man,
what
was that, Dusty?
I think I was saying if you're gonna so like Magic actually does a pretty good job with that because there's aggro decks, but there's counters to aggro decks.
Yeah. I would say Magic's pretty good about this. What I always like about Magic is it's pretty uncommon that the most brain dead aggro is bad, but they don't often either let it be super OP.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I like that you can kind of just slam green a lot of the time. And if your mana curve is right and you got some good setup, you could probably make something work.
Magic provides counters. Like they have it's like a self-correcting system where they just make sure that every strategy has a counter available and then the meta corrects, you know. But I have played games like, like X-Wing miniatures where every year
TIE fighters.
Yeah, every year the TIE fighter spam wins and they could never get a hold of that,
Well, I think Warhammer 3rd edition understood it. In the 3rd edition and 4th edition, they had incredibly restrictive force organization charts. You just literally were not allowed by the rules of the game to spam the best units. And
I think somebody realized that somebody wanted to go out and buy even more Orc Boys.
Well, yeah, I know what happened. Somebody, because the shareholders, it's a publicly traded company, GW. For a fact the shareholders at GW do not know what a Warhammer is. They probably think it's like a Marvel movie. And they're like, yeah, I understand Marvel. I understand Warhammer. I've seen Thor. And I bet somebody explained to them around 6th edition, well, we should make a box where they can just buy 9 of them. And the guy's like, well, why would someone want 9? Well, what if they want to play 9 against you? And you're like, well, the rules, you're only allowed to bring 1 of those. You mean to tell me we're telling customers the maximum amount they can buy of a product? Yeah, that's the conversation. I know it. I know it in my heart.
I'll be right back.
All right, Dusty. You better be. Neto-san, didn't we work at Columbus? I had that like nice market. It was a nice little market. And I think we ate dinner after setup at that restaurant by the main street. It's under construction at the time. I don't know. I did literally like 380 game conventions in my life, and they were over 10 years ago, so they start to fade together. That's what I would say. I'm adding this white here because I really want the distinction. Where's his hand? Oh, there's his hand. Okay. Alrighty. Next up, I guess we should rattle and grind everything. If anybody is watching this and is like, hey, how do I do guns easily? If you're looking for like an easy way for a good looking gun, use Zenithal Prime, like I've done here. See how it looks, right? And then this is Rattling Grind, straight out of the pot. trying to be clean here. Love how he's got like his thumb up on the shoddy. Yeah, I vaguely remember a story involving Sour Patch Kids. Is that true? Check that out.
That's looking cool.
Yeah, I'm loving how it's turning out. I really like these sculpts. What I like about Wargames Atlantic is that they are those classic kind of like hyper customizable sculpts that aren't hyper complicated. GW modern sculpts to a certain degree are too complex sometimes.
Well, I'm currently painting a double loop-de-loop roller coaster worth of a Ravener here. Yes. It is hard to get to some of these parts.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks cool, though.
Oh, he looks cool. He looks cool. At what cost?
But at what cost?
Ugh, I absolutely love these sculpts. Ah, badass. So great. Like the idea of little ogres. So, 11th edition has dropped. My buddy has started playing it. He likes it so far.
Yeah, I like the updates they're making.
Yeah,
I really like the new objective system with the force dispositions. I think that's pretty cool.
Few things make me a little nervous, Dusty.
The fact that it's not 4th edition?
Okay. I got a question for you. Generally, when all the dust is settled, how many detachments do people ever end up actually playing?
1, maybe 2.
Okay. And if your detachment locks you into your mission for that whole tournament, what does that mean? One army, one mission. Every army will have one mission that they play.
Right. Well, but
and
I guess it's a different.
Well, you can play the other detachments, and sure, if I want to lose.
But it depends on. I guess it depends on who you're playing against too, because your mission changes based on the 5 opposing dispositions.
It's true, I suppose. That is true. That is true. That gives some variety. I just worry that at a certain point it'll be like, well, Necrons versus X is always Y, and it's a solved matchup because it's a known matchup. Does that make sense?
As opposed to the current system where you're randomly drawing your mission.
Well, I don't like the current system, Dusty. That doesn't mean like you just accept whatever comes next.
I gotta imagine that they're planning to add even more.
I really hope not. Dusty, none of them will be taken. They can add as many as they want. One will always bubble to the top as the obvious best one with GW's rules writers.
No, I mean the add more missions for the different force disposition combinations.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I guess they can do that till the cows come home, right? They can kind of balance the game subtly via that.
I mean, what they're doing is not a. I mean, I'm trying to think of like another game that's done that. Wait, Amy and I were actually talking about how difficult that would be just to balance the. Like, it's a lot of work to have effectively like 25 different. Is it 25? Yeah, 25 different mashups ish. And make sure that they're like, that's a lot of asymmetry. So I got to imagine that they picked one for each to give themselves like something attainable to start this. But, I could totally see them adding like another 25 or mixing it up somehow.
Well, I don't have to do any of that, Dusty.
Because you're playing fourth?
Because I'm playing fourth and having a great time. It's one of those things where it's like I'd stop if I stopped having fun. If I stopped having fun, I'd stop doing it right away. But it's been awesome. It is really fun. No lie.
What are the main differences?
Number one, there's only 3 phases. Move, shoot, fight. If you move, most guns, you can't shoot. If you shoot, you can't fight. So, the game's pretty quick. Most things can only do one thing. Score is also not progressive, scored throughout the game. Score is scored at the end of the game. For example, the rules of the mission we were playing this past Monday was table quarters. And we had to hold more table quarters than our opponent. That was the goal. No other scoring mattered. If each player held the same amount of scoring corners, it would then go down to victory points. You counted as holding a corner is if you had a unit capable of scoring, that's a unit not running away, that's not like a beast or something like that, and they have nothing in that corner. Game was 6 turns. It took us about 15 minutes to play.
Nice.
It was awesome. We were like, oh, wow, that was a really quick game. And then we were like, oh, we could just, I guess, re-rack and try it again and see how it goes another time. Like, it's very, very quick, especially if you, like, have the dice set up. Like, the only thing that takes a little bit of time is if 20 conscripts shoot you, it's 40 shots. A lot of dice. That's it. Oh, and if there's blast markers, they can be a little time consuming, but the game's so quick. Otherwise, you're not worried.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, had a really great time playing it, and it's kind of like, well, I guess we'll play fourth until it's not fun anymore. You know.
And then you can move on to fifth.
No, fifth is just a pure downgrade, in my opinion. Everything, and fifth is also illuminating to me that people don't know what they want. People look back fondly on fifth, like on Grey Knights or Necrons or Dark Eldar or whatever, because they're looking back being like playing an overpowered broken army. That's what they're remembering as being fun, because those armies, all the ones people claim were great codexes, I was there. I played in tournaments at that time even, you know? Mm-hmm. And those armies were well liked in the tournament scene because they were broken. They were super OP. So, I'm always a little suspicious of people when they're like, oh, this is my favorite lore. Because 9 times out of 10, if I actually played that system, they're just recounting what was the most broken OP list to play at the time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I get suspicious of people's true wants. Kind of like why I think that, like, you know, the like Timmy, Johnny, Spike paradigm.
No, enlighten me.
Early Magic designers believed that there was a paradigm which represented all types of players. And being goofy weirdo nerds, they picked only male names. But they essentially said players could be Johnnies, Spikes, or Timmies.
No, interesting.
Timmy just wants to play Timmy's cards. Timmy like playing fun cards. Crawlworm, big worm. I like big worm. That's fun.
I used to love that card.
Johnny is Timmy, but he wants to win. So he builds, quote, good lists, but doesn't want to win with like a net list, but does want to win, you know? And then Spike, who just wants to win at all costs. And they said that a good set should service all those player types. You know?
I don't mind that philosophy.
I don't know. I don't think it's true. I don't think those archetypes are really representative.
Yeah. Okay, the representative archetypes, meh, I don't know. The philosophy that whatever archetypes they identify that a good set would address
I think if you're looking for like a methodology of appealing to a larger audience and making sure you cover all your bases, I think I would do tips for older figures. If they're like covered in dust, I swear, just get a little bottle with water in it and just spritz it and let it dry off somewhere where it will easily dry. And that'll make the model look 10 times newer because there's just so much dust. It's like, even if you were to brush it off, it would still actually be there. But yeah, I think if you want to appease a lot of players and you're looking for some sort of like classification method that maybe will systematize it for you because you're a large enough organization where that's useful, I would probably systematize not around broad archetypes, but around traits, individual things liked. Like I wouldn't classify any player as a single archetype. I would instead say, this player likes this thing, and this thing, and this thing. Because that's probably an easier way to do it, right? I think the archetypes are funny for like your blog or making people go, oh, that's interesting. But I don't think they're representative. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Probably. News.
Rich is in Austria today, huh?
He's pumping iron with Arnold. And knowing Rich, Arnold, I bet, was like, you know what? I need this guy on my team. Rich is going to call us in like 2 days. And he's like, yep, Arnold hired me. It's just how Rich is. Once this dries a little bit, I'm going to hit him with the pink flesh. I'm going to do like classic pig style ogres. What's that movie? Wizards. You ever seen Wizards?
No. What's that?
You ever seen Wizards?
No.
Oh, it's great. I won't spoil any of it for you. It's a lovingly rendered 70s kids-ish fantasy story.
Boy, that's a genre they just don't make like they used to.
You gotta watch it.
Like Tom Cruise in that sassy little bottle cap dress. Legend.
You're talking about Legend? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Lady Hawk, the guitar riffs in Lady Hawk.
Lionel Hutz, attorney at law in The Simpsons, is going to help The Simpsons sue all-you-can-eat restaurant for not letting Homer truly have all he could eat. And Lionel Hutz says, "Mrs. Simpson, I assure you, this will be as airtight as my case against the never-ending story for false advertising." Yeah,
That's a movie. That's a movie that scarred a generation, including me.
Oh yeah, that's the one with the evil swamp, right?
Yeah, that eats the
It
horse.
just makes you give up.
Yeah, Artax. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a scary little swamp. Okay. Yeah, Backrooms movie, great movie theater. I saw it in. There was a dimple in the screen on the top right hand corner of it. Two dimples actually, and the emergency exit sign. Does it have to be that bright?
And right in your field of view.
I know. Couldn't they make it camouflage so it blends in and you can't see it?
I realized the other day I haven't actually been to a movie in a movie theater since 2019. Like, and I do not miss it.
Wow. You hear that, audience? Dusty thinks he's better than me.
No, I just think that if I was watching the Backrooms at home, it would be better than what you did.
I agree with that. I'm so annoyed because it's definitely a movie that is kind of ruined if there's an imperfection on the screen because it's like a very like weird movie. You know what I mean?
Or unless that was the Backrooms at the theater.
That was it. They got me.
You touch the dimple, yeah, and you end up in the Backrooms.
That's how it happens. That's where clip. It's kind of cool seeing like video game concepts be enough in the vernacular that like you can just use them without introducing them complexly. Like the audience understands what they are. It's kind of like, you remember Lawnmower Man, Regine Nelson, and what's his name, Michael Douglas. Michael Douglas, in order to send an email, has to put on VR gloves and like a hat, and like he has to deliver mail by hand, like a virtual mail.
I never actually watched Lawnmower Man.
It's stupid. Anyway, very different from the Stephen King short story, which is also stupid, but way better than
it. Wasn't a horror though, right? It's like a sci-fi.
The short story is about a monster that lives in a lawnmower. You know, Stephen King's co-writer was cocaine, and a lot of cocaine's ideas, I guess, are what if
a little bit out there.
No, their what if X thing was evil? What if this clothes iron was evil? It's about as far as the creativity stretches. Or like, if you want to know the more emotional core of the movie, it's like, what if I was a bad father? It's most Stephen King stories. Like that Seinfeld joke with that Twilight Zone episode where the guy wakes up and everything's different than it was when he went to sleep. And Jerry or George says, that's every episode.
Are there any good comedies out right now, like sitcom TV shows? It seems like comedy is sort of evaporated.
What am I watching right now? What's funny right now? Well, I watched that Night of the Seven Kingdoms, the Game of Thrones spin-off show.
That wasn't a comedy, though, was it?
It was pretty funny. Not more funny than Game of Thrones ever was. But it was great, and it was a little funny. Reminded me a little bit of A Knight's Tale.
And I do love that movie.
Well, it's like a tournament, and it's like very like, I mean, it's high stakes. People can die, but they're also like, you know, the hedge knight. You know, he's not crazy important in this world. Okay. I bought a second edition Orc Codex to give to one of my nephews.
That's cool.
I remember when I was a kid, a book like that could enthrall me.
Oh, the BattleTech field manuals. I remember, like, my parents used to give us like a present on Christmas Eve. Just one present. And one year they gave me that field manual, and I woke up at like 4 a.m. like ready to wake up and go do the tree. And I still remember just sitting there for hours until my parents woke up, like looking at every single page of that thing, every single mech, like all the loadouts. Like, gosh, I loved that.
Oh, for me, it was the Warhammer 3rd Edition rulebook in my Uncle Ralph's attic.
Nice.
It was just like, this added to it. I think one of the reasons why I find like ancient worlds with half understood technologies fascinating is because I think for me, the way I was exposed to most of these sci-fi or fantasy worlds was like limited reading comprehension, no context of what this was. Like they referred to it in a way because it was a game in this way, but like as a little kid reading it, you're like, what the hell are they talking about?
Battle Lion. Instead of battalions, I used to say Battle Lions.
Oh, that was huge for me. Like I'd read words and I never had seen the words before in my life because they're crazy words, right? And it added to the level of mystery.
Yeah.
The world felt more mysterious because I had no wherewithal with which to access it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm actually loving how quickly these guys are coming out. Also, what I like about these guys, they don't have a ton of patches or anything like that, but I still think they're like a great silhouette and they look really solid. I don't know. You can do a lot with a little, and GW's policy these days appears to be more is more.
What do you think of the sculpt, sir? More extemporaneous BS. Come back when you have at least twice as much.
But you know what's funny? I think they need to, because they released that. What would you recommend for Fire and Blood? Fire and Blood? Fire and Blood? Talking about the RPG? I haven't played that one. I played Dark Heresy, which is the older one. Just fun, but pretty broken. And really complicated. I always judge rules by how complicated they are, and how much you're able to simulate with them. And like Dark Heresy is very complicated, but not very good at simulating things. You know what I mean? You have all these different charts and modifiers, but at the end of the day, you don't really need to roll them because you just can't hit most things. Because dodging bullets is really easy in Dark Heresy, which feels out of place in the Warhammer canon. I don't think people could dodge bullets in Warhammer.
Maybe seems like they mostly just body them, yeah.
Yeah, like I hate. There's some fluff story where like a custode is so fast that even people shooting a machine gun, he can like cut the bullets with his staff. I'm like, that's stupid. That doesn't belong in Warhammer. That's dumb. Oh, the custode can move faster than light. And like perceive. I don't know. It's too anime now. That's what it is, Dusty. It's too anime. Old 40K was a lot more restrained with its fluff.
They The other day I was contemplating how every time any one of them takes a giant hit, like blood flies out of their mouth, and I'm like, that's not a thing that just like happens. Like,
The only thing I think about these days, a character gets knocked unconscious, and now instinctively I start counting how many seconds. And like it's like, oh, they're brain dead. They've been out conscious that long. They're brain dead. They're vegetable the rest of their life. They're never doing anything. Or like, oh God, that was a horrific concussion. He's gonna be like a serial killer in 8 years and not know why.
and when they get slammed against the wall or into the ground, but they're not like a super strength character. They're just like a regular character that somehow also manages to take this hit that would like crush every bone in your body.
Yeah, it's like oof. Oh, I love these. This turned out great. Yeah, my guard list. Here, I'm gonna read to you my guard list. You ready?
Ooh, and I have a good question. Remind me to ask you about point costs.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you the point cost. So this is an Imperial Guard, 3rd edition list. This is the Codex. This one right here. Imperial Guard.
I love the old design, the graphic design.
Oh, it's just it's unparalleled. You ready? 1,500 points, which is considered the max point limit. 5 Ogryn.
Yeah, when did 2000 become a thing, by the way?
Because in Warhammer 4th edition, if you played with more than 1,500 points, you got to take an extra slot for each of the slots. And players love to spam things.
Yes.
They wanted to be able to spam 4 Demon Princes. Yeah. So they wanted to play higher points. In my opinion, GW in the rulebook says higher points than this, we'd recommend you play Apocalypse. You know, it's more geared towards it. So I'm going to take their advice. So 1,500 points. I got 5 Ogryn, 125 points for 5 of them. 10 Ratling, 110 points for 10 of them.
Mm-hmm.
5 Stormtroopers with Deep Strike, Melt-A-Bombs, Melt-A-Guns, a command platoon with a heroic senior officer and a power weapon and bolt pistol, and 4 guardsmen with las guns. 20 conscripts, an infantry platoon with 2 barebones squads, a Rough Rider squadron, 5 with Melt-A-Bombs and hunting lances, a Sentinel squadron with 1 Sentinel with a heavy flamer, and then another one of those, so 2 Sentinels with heavy flamers, just roaming around barbecuing infantry squads with a template that doesn't roll to hit. A heavy weapon platoon.
Wait, it doesn't roll to hit, it just hits?
It's a template, Dusty.
So you just put the template down and anything that's inside of it gets hit.
That's correct.
Okay. Are there like saving throws?
Well, it's strength 4, AP 5. So if you have a 3
okay.
You know.
But it's guaranteed hit.
Yeah. 3 mortar support squads, which means 9 total mortar teams, which are guess range, indirect fire, small blast template, strength 4, AP 5. 9 of them, Dusty. So just all game, I've peppered people with mortars. And a mortar probably doesn't do more than chip a guy off here or there, but I've got 9 of them.
Yeah, but when you chip 9 guys off, that's a unit.
And I didn't even need to see them. You know? Then I'm taking
for that.
2 Leman Russ Demolishers. Okay? And a priest with an eviscerator. That's 1,499 points.
Nice.
It
sounds like a good time.
Well, what I like about it is it's pretty varied. So it means I'm going to get to play with big blast templates. I'm going to get to play with guess weapons, which I can't remember how guess weapons work. I think guess weapons work the way they sound. Remember, in this edition, you can't pre-measure anything, which we are actually kind of having a ton of fun with, if we're being honest. Like, we were playing table quarters, and Zach meant to go measure so that he could perfectly put his guy in the table corner, but maximize his range. And he went to go pre-measure, and I'm like, you can't do that. Yeah.
So he can't check his range before he moves somewhere?
Nope. You can,
Wow.
you declare that the unit is moving. They can move 6 inches. You can't measure more than 6 inches from the unit.
Funny.
Yep. So what it meant is he couldn't like super gamily line up on the table quarter. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, yes. Yeah.
He kind of had to be like, I think that's on the line. You know what? I'm going to move an inch back just to be safe.
I'm a terrible player. Like I'll sit there and help. Like today, I was helping Andre get things. He's like, I want to do this. I'm like, you know what? If you put your guy right there, I think it'd be perfect. Like, like intentionally like helping him get the perfect range and everything.
Oh,
So
my
I'm hurting
preferred way
myself.
to play Warhammer, even in tournaments, Dusty, is what you're describing, called intent hammer. The player says to the other player, I'm intending to do this. And then both players do their best without subterfuge or guile to
Right.
get to that state.
Yeah, I don't like winning that way. I like actually saying, if you do that, I'm going to be able to do X, Y, Z or whatever.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Well, I will say this, though. What I like about Warhammer 4th Edition is the gotchas don't exist.
In the abilities or because of that pre-measuring?
There's no such thing as gotchas in the whole game.
Nice.
Well, because think about it. There's only 8 universal special rules. Every unit is some combination of those special rules.
Uh-huh.
That's it. So what it means is the game is pretty simple. So once you understand the core mechanics, you could say, I forgot about your deep strike units. What a gotcha. It's like, bro, every army in the game has deep strike. It works the same for every army. I told you I'm deep striking these units when I deployed. It's not my fault you forgot.
They're literally sitting next to the board.
Yeah. So it lets us play without that because we play in 10 hammer otherwise.
Yeah.
Like if Zach says to me XYZ. But when it comes to the pre-measuring stuff, what it just means is it doesn't let you be as gamey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're not going to get your guy, if you have a 36-inch range, you're not going to be at exactly 35 and a quarter inch in order to hit this thing and do that thing and be 6 inches from this other guy. Exactly.
It adds a certain fog of war to the structural narrative of the game. You know what I mean?
So when we're designing games, we talk about delight, surprise, shock, and awe, right? And that adds an element of like, dang it, that's beyond just like bad dice rolls or...
Oh, yeah, especially when you add like guess range weaponry into the mix where you have to guess.
What's a guess range weapon? I don't know what that is.
Well, it's a blast weapon, but instead of picking a model to put the blast over, I say, straight from this mortar, I'm
like a real mortar. You're like, I'm going to do it 30
I'm
inches.
going to launch it 41 inches. Then I measure out the 40 inches, put the blast there. All right, second mortar, 35 inches. Nailed it. Hit the target. All right, next one, 32 inches.
That's actually pretty darn fair when it comes to indirect fire. Like, that's how it should be.
I agree, Dusty. In addition, you know what's something about indirect fire in this edition, too? The minimum range for a basilisk, if you give it the indirect fire upgrade, which is an upgrade, the minimum range is 36 inches.
So it's like BattleTech minimum ranges where they can't shoot inside that.
Well, it's not for close engagements. It's an artillery weapon. It can't. It's an artillery weapon. It can't aim forward and fire like a normal gun.
It can't like bunt it.
So I just think that's cool.
That sounds pretty fun.
I gotta tell you, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, but blah 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 and blah blah blah." playing with blast templates was a huge pain in the ass. I'm like, I only think it was a pain in the ass in 5th edition because Rules Bloat had added so many additional rules to the game at this point that blast templates just felt like this like needless like complication to the rules. Whereas now the game is so simple that when you take a diversion to shoot a blast template, it's actually kind of funny. Oh, it's scattered. Oh, it's scattered onto my guys. That's kind of funny. Isn't that interesting, my guys? Well, also, like I said it earlier, Zach has like 10th edition PTSD when playing me in 4th because he's used to the lethality of 10th edition. And that just doesn't exist in 4th edition. Or he'll be like, my army doesn't do anything, man, because his guys have strength 4 attacks that hit on 4s. And they each get 2 attacks apiece if they charge. And I'm like, oh, in 4th edition, that's incredible. They didn't need to staple a bunch of rules on yet because they hadn't gone through so many layers of granite-like metagame escalations that if you looked at the metagame as a mountain, you would see the rock as it adds on itself to escape its own escalating rules.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I just mean to say 4th edition has none of that crap. And I think 4th edition, if you play it before the Chaos Codex and before the Eldar Codex, is perfectly balanced, as all things should be. The most broken army is Tau, which I think is fine, because then you have to play Tau. And that's penance enough. If you play Tau out there and you didn't like that, I don't care. I hate Tau. Although, have you ever read the Damocles Golf
No.
Tau story?
Is it good?
Oh, it's so good. The commander, I can't remember his name. He has a badass name. It's like Commander Brave Tide or something like that. Anyway, he sees an Imperial robot because they were fighting this race of beings they just encountered called humans. Tried to invite them to the Imperial Good or to the Tau Good. They said some crap about the God Emperor, whatever that means, and they started this war. And they got this big boxy robot over there, and the commander, they've never seen it before. He decides he's going to do a recon mission. And he like fusion drops on the boxy robot, and it's a dreadnought. And he like disables its systems, and he gets on top of it, and he's like, oh, it's like a container. Maybe there's a pilot inside. And he like opens it, and he finds like
the mostly dead space marine. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's
screaming in agony.
Well, he scans him. And he's like, well, this can't be right. This creature in this tomb is 5 times older than the Tau Empire has history records. And his auto translator spool is translating what the corpse is yelling at him, and it says, "It's the translation is clearly bugged." It says, "Die, foul worm-like thing," which he's calling him a Xenos, I'm sure. But yeah, he's terrified. The commander is, because he's like, what are we fighting? That they have a soldier deployed on the field that's 10 times older than Tau civilization.
A corpse soldier.
Yeah. What are these horrible things?
How old is the Tau written history?
About 2,000 years old.
Okay. I mean, it's not horribly different than ours, really.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing that I think a lot of people are very dishonest about when they talk about Warhammer lore. Like, I'll see people say things like, oh, they would never do this. Space Marines are always one way, and they would never be another way. And I'm like, 10,000 years is a crazy long time.
Well, I mean, how long have we been playing in the year 40,000? What if they made a game that was about the year 20,000? Like, sure. you could spend 40 years playing 20,000, like, no problem.
I would actually love
that's
a
a
game.
lot of lore.
I would love a company of GW scale making a golden age of technology game.
I'd buy everything they made.
I'd buy every single thing. I would love it.
Like
I
all
would
of them, every
love-
single one of them. I would buy them all.
I would imagine if you made a golden age of technology game, you would probably want to do the AI wars as the primary conflict.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but with okay, so it's the same problem as the Horus Heresy, where there weren't Xenos, and so like they can only. It's as you're. I'm starting to think about this now.
No, there's Xenos.
There are, but there aren't.
There's orcs. There's Eldar.
But not like in 40K.
Right. So you get to do what are Empire Eldar like?
But did they? But in 20K, did they have contact with those races?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, then I'm on. Yeah, sounds good. Sign me up. Where do I buy it?
You could even do like orcs be different. Like I Necrons wouldn't be in the story, although they could be. Anyone who's like, the Necrons didn't start waking up until the 3rd edition Necron Codex came out in 2005. And it's like, yeah, according to the Imperium, you don't think
They could
Golden Age
absolutely be out there doing
technology
other
people
stuff,
didn't
though.
uncover these Necron tomb worlds?
Well, I mean, okay, if they how long were the Necrons asleep? 6 million years or something like that?
65 million years.
All right, so the argument would be, and yet they, and none of them woke up 20,000 years early. That's barely a rounding error. Like,
Yeah. People don't understand the scale. Like, someone was like, they've completely ruined the Warhammer fluff by retconning the lad's gun to a yellow generic sci-fi blaster bolt. Warhammer is officially dead today. That was some guy on Reddit. And I'm like, dude, there are a million worlds in the Empire of the Imperium. And on a single world, just like our world has thousands of variants of firearms, on a single world, there might be thousands of lasgun variants on just one world, specific to that world.
well, and how come all the variants are okay in Necromunda, but like an entire army has to have the same weapon?
It just, to me, is like people they want to use lore as a weapon, not as a springboard for storytelling.
As a gatekeeper.
Yeah, they want to use it as a way to say, you don't know the true Warhammer lore. Only that which has been written and codified into law counts. And anything retcon doesn't count as long as it was retconned after I gave a shit. Or before I gave a shit.
Right. Because
I don't care about any retcons that happened before I gave a shit, but any retcons that happen after I give a shit are an unforgivable sin.
Yeah, dead game.
Dead game. Wait for the green to dry. Yeah, I really am looking forward to Zach and I doing the battle reports.
That's gonna be fun.
We've been playing a ton of practice games, just trying to get to the point that we're not looking things up. Nice part about this edition is every single codex comes with a single page reference sheet that tells you everything you need to know. And it's not a lot.
Revelation.
Yeah. Check it out. I'm going to show you the reference sheet. Check it out, Dusty.
That's all the units in one reference sheet?
It's everything. It's the whole game.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
It's a really
Where are
great
the 700 abilities?
There's only 8 universal special rules.
How am I supposed to get a PhD in 1 page?
It's why I think if someone made, like, I think 1-page rules really missed the mark by being an alternate activation skirmish game. It's like, you're claiming to be like the 40K knockoff, but you play nothing like 40K.
Yeah.
And like, you can say alternate activation is preferable, but I just personally disagree. I like the big break in between turns where I just watch my opponent play. I actually enjoy it. I hate this idea that people have developed that what the loudest customer base claims to want is representative of all customers.
Oh, you just described my every day that I'm answering emails and comments.
Oh, where someone's like, why haven't my specific sensibilities been
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand why you're making all these historic games for girls. Like, this game should be crunchy in Euro. What are you doing?
Gotcha. I hate Euro games.
I'm not a big fan.
I don't like clockwork games, I guess. They feel like they play themselves, so they should just play themselves and leave me out of it.
Multiplayer solitaire. That's yeah. You know what I like, and I'm not ashamed of it. I like Ameritrash games, specifically Warhammer.
Oh, I love Warhammer.
I like Warhammer. I want to deal with randomness. I want things to be broken. I want things to be terrible. Like, I want variety in my life.
Oh, check this out, by the way. I got some guardsmen. So these are from Wargames Atlantic. They're the Ogryn. I'm really happy with them, actually. I'm actually super stoked to highlight them up.
What's going on with the base there? It looks like it's got oil, like asphalt oil on it. Did you just do that?
Yeah, it'll dry.
Yeah.
Check this dude out. Found him in a cupboard. Put him on a new base.
Awesome.
Metal. Cobalt Keep, thank you.
Nice.
Pick up the phone, Cobalt Keep, and sponsor us. Check this out, though.
Oh, that's cool.
Got 5 of them.
What model is that? Is that from Wargames Atlantic?
Death Riders. 40K.
Oh, it is from 40K. Okay.
Here's my company command squad. I made them out of this kill team box where I was like, these look like special guardsmen. Like, these are the
aren't those the voidsmen at arms or whatever?
Yep.
Yeah, those look cool.
I took this guy's shoddy and I just replaced it with a las gun so that he would be WYSIWYG. I think I actually could have given him a shotgun for 1 point, but I don't want to spend 1 point. Another guardsman. And my freaking favorite GW model. I'm going to show it. I also think I can improve this.
That guy have a cigar?
He has a cigar.
But does he have a helmet all the way over his mouth, or is his mouth? Oh, his mouth is exposed. Okay.
So I made these like the company command squad. Here's my company commander. One of my favorite models ever.
Yeah, that guy looks cool.
Great. I love that he doesn't even like have his weapon out or anything. Go check these out.
One of my favorite pieces of GW. What are those guys?
Conscripts, prisoner conscripts. They're all in orange jumpsuits.
Nice.
Their las guns don't even have trigger guards. What were you saying?
Oh, I they always show that like the old art, and one of my favorites is that classic shot of all the death corps standing, like the command squad standing around. They've all got their gas masks on and they're just looking at the battlefield. Like,
great one. I know exactly what you're talking about. I bet there's a way that if I just hit this with a little more light, this will look even better.
I was thinking about painting, instead of trying to paint more 2,000 pointers, painting 1,000 pointers. How do you think 1,000 points plays? Does it play well?
The
40K.
11th edition?
Oh, 10th, I guess.
I don't know. I've never played 1,000. I find the newer editions don't play nice with smaller point values.
Mm-hmm.
Skew is very powerful. And in 500 points, you can just skew crazily.
Oh, Combat Patrol almost doesn't work. Like, I don't mind playing it, but like,
Dusty.
it's so all over the place. He's a little hot. Bring it down. Bring it down more. There you go. It came back up again for whatever reason. I think it's adjusting. Like the exposure is adjusting on the camera.
I like how it came out, though.
Yeah, he's looking really good.
Yeah, I'm excited to play this guard list 4th edition. When the battle report's done, I'll send it over to you. Mostly because it's all like singleton. Honestly, I want to how Magic the Gathering had Commander.
Yeah, they still do.
I want to start a format where it's like 4th edition, basically, but I want to convert it so that people can play with anything. And I guess they can with Imperial Armor rules. Because more's been taken from 4th than was ever added.
Mm-hmm.
I love this guy. This guy looks like the Doom guy. He was an ogre.
Yeah, he does.
Awesome. Oh, I really like this camera angle. I think if I raise it slightly, it'll focus better. That seems better.
Yeah, that's working really well.
I wonder if everything would better if I just put a sheet of paper here. What color would you make it, Dusty?
If you make it white, then it'll like stop down so that the miniatures aren't so bright.
Okay.
If we're just trying to like manipulate the auto exposure.
I think I'll do white.
Although the white that's on mine, like I have this, this medium gray and white on mine. That's why mine's always too dark. So it might overcorrect.
You know what I could get? A white playmat that I just put down when I'm doing the stream.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably what I'll do. I'm gonna order that right now, actually.
Try it with paper first, though. Make sure it doesn't overcorrect. You might want just like a solid medium gray or a black. It'd be cheap enough. Just buy one of each and see which one works best.
Done. I ordered a little column A, little column B. Because I think if it's all one background, I think it'll look a lot better camera-wise. I think the problem here is this is shiny a little bit, and I think that's really screwing me up.
Yeah.
It's funny. This was originally probably green. Yeah, definitely green because I could see.
Yeah, it's had a lot of love.
Yeah, it's been worked over. So, got these Ogryn. They didn't have Bulgrin in 4th edition. These stats, by the way, I'm going to tell you their stats. Are you ready to not be blown away? Okay. Toughness 4. Weapon skill 4. Ballistic skill 3, meaning they hit on 4s. Toughness 4. Strength 6. 1 attack. Leadership 8.
1 attack, like that's so like this thing, this with those stats, that's like its haymaker shot.
Yep. Because a strength 6 shot wounds most things on 3s, even a space marine. Like Zach couldn't get over playing how tough a space marine was. He was like, but it's just a space marine. I'm like, I know, but back then we didn't have custodes. We didn't have Grey Knights even on the front pages. You know, they were a side thing. So space marines were the toughest thing in the game. Now they're cannon fodder. Like,
I mean, I had one get shot in the back and blown to pieces today while I was playing.
Well, and that can happen in 4th, of course, but like, you really feel 3-up saves. They're really tough in an environment without modifiers. I think the problem is that because 10th and 11th AP is modifier based, light AP weaponry affects power armor in a way that I don't think is representative of any kind of reality. What I mean by that is, all right, Dusty, if you are wearing a flak jacket, okay, and I shoot you in the flak jacket with a 22, will it bounce off you? Probably, right?
How far away are you?
Let's say the safe distance. Let's say the safe distance where if somebody's doing a demonstration shot to sell to some company, right? You're probably fine, right? And if I shot that 22 at power armor, the power armor would probably be fine too, right?
One would think.
Of course, right? All right. Now let's say then I get the next level of gun that can penetrate the flak armor. So it's the next step up that can penetrate the flak armor. I fire it at the flak armor, then I fire it at the power armor. It doesn't modify the power armor save in any way. The power armor, you could shoot it with a cannon shell. It wouldn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
There's no AP.
Right. Whereas nowadays, if you want to imply that a weapon is a little bit AP, so give it like AP 1, it'll then make power armor 50% less effective.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you go from needing a 3-up to a 4-up, that's a 50% jump. Well, no, not totally, but it's a big jump.
It's a 17% change in survivability.
Right, but then if you factor in that they have 2 wounds, but the weapons deal 2 damage, so they actually represent double the efficacy of damage dealing.
Right.
I just mean to say it is a larger jump than it seems like to go from a 3-up to a 4-up. Just because of the way the game works. Whereas back when AP5 did nothing to a 3-up save, that felt closer to reality to me. The weapon that can penetrate flak armor, well, it does nothing to power armor or Terminator armor. Same thing I really like in 4th edition if the target is double your toughness +1 or has an armor value that you can't pen or glance, you simply can't hurt it. Not even on a 6. Just can't hurt it.
There's no luck. Yeah, there's no lucky shot.
Yep. And I actually kind of really like that, because what I notice is when a 6 will wound, it flattens the game in a really dramatic way. Because then it becomes either one of two things: spam the least amount of units or spam the most amount. Or I mean,
get the most dice on the board in order to break through that.
Or skew so heavy that like you're like unassailable, you know?
Yeah. Stat check.
Yeah. I also really like, you know, that guard list I described to you. I had 2 tanks in it.
Yeah.
Guess how many tanks is the most battle tanks you can take in a guard list in 3rd edition and 4th edition? 2 editions in a row.
So is it because you can only take one of them and there's only so many tanks, or what?
You can take 3. A single list can take.
Were there only 3 tanks, or is there a limit? They said there's just a limit.
Oh, you can only have 3 heavy support options. That's just the rule.
Okay.
It just is a built-in way to prevent skew, which I think is cool.
Yeah.
I think it leads to more interesting lists. But anyway, Dusty, you're going to be here next week.
Yes.
I should be. I may have to cancel, but y'all will know Sunday.
Okay, cool.
All right. See you next week, bud.
All right, sounds good. See ya.
See ya.